So today's video, fairly important. I know I've said the biggest game of the save multiple times while we've been here at Wolves, but today we definitely are playing the biggest two games of the save because we are playing both legs of the Champions League semi-final against Tottenham Hotspur, and we could be getting Wolverhampton Wanderers to their first ever Champions League final at the first attempt as well. I'm not nervous, you're nervous. Hey there, how you doing? Welcome to part number 24 of Club 3 of the MyCareer save here on Football Manager. My name is Stu. Thank you for joining me in today's video. We are still with Wolverhampton Wanderers and we are today playing in the Champions League and hopefully going to be getting through to a Champions League final, which is kind of nuts to me, but yeah, we'll do what we can. So we're playing Spurs twice, so no variety really, but we will be seeing whether we can do that. And if you're excited to see whether we can, please do not forget to leave a like on the video for me, and don't forget to subscribe as well. It's completely free to do so, and you put a big smile on this face right here. I'm going to apologise in advance. I don't know how I'm going to sound on recording. I'm overly aware of the fact that I bit my lip, I bit my tongue, sorry, and I don't know how I did it, but I bit it so hard that it is actually really difficult to talk without it be hurting, so I am probably talking slightly differently. I'm also just going to adjust this. Like, the professionalism on show here is outstanding as always. But yeah, so I'm going to apologise if I do sound slightly weird as a result of that. I am trying to talk in such a way that I don't cause pain, but we'll cross that bridge when we get to it and we'll see what it's like in the edit. Probably awful. I apologise if it is. But no matter, we're going to soldier on to a very big game because I am not waiting until this is sorted before I play these games. I have me and my camera already over to yonder side just so you can see the full fixtures. Now, since hello, that's just turned off. Why is that turned off? Excuse me. There we go. That's more like it. No idea what happened then. It's plugged in, so that shouldn't have happened. But with we'll see how we go. Everything's falling apart, including me. So, we've only played the two games since the last time I was with you. That was, of course, the Barcelona game. A fabulous game that was, by the way. And we've won both of them. We had to get extra time against Fulham in the FA Cup to get to the FA Cup final. But get to the FA Cup final, we did. And we also beat Everton in the Premier League. It took a Santiago Caceres penalty. The second time he's ever scored for us. I do believe the first time was equally with a penalty, but he had a good game anyway. So we did struggle with both of those games. However, we are now here for the first leg against Tottenham Hotspur. Now, we have still had injury problems because that has been the subtitle of this season. However, we've still managed to deal with those injury problems and still did quite well. We also have had a suspension issue, which is Michael Shockwist. He actually is still technically suspended. Let me just move my camera back over. There we go. He is still, I think, technically suspended. In fact, no, he's not. He served his suspension now. He had a game ban. He then had a 3-game ban because people hate me. And then I appealed it and he got reduced to a 2-game ban. For the first time ever, I've never had any bans actually get reduced. So I'm delighted about that. So he has missed the last couple of games, but he is back for us today and he will be starting. So this is the 11 that we're hoping is going to give us an advantage going into the home leg in the semi-final. Apologies, this light keeps going off, but I think I fixed it now, so hopefully we're there. Right, so the 11 for the game against Tottenham Hotspur away from home in the first leg of the Champions League semi-finals is as follows. It is Trafford in goal, Leeson, Marine, Owino and Bayer in defence, Andre and Dos Santos in the middle with McKernan, Fernandez and Shockwist supporting Aka up front. The reason why it's Aka, Trust has only just come back from an injury, so I'm not risking him. He played in the last game, didn't play particularly well. Let's give him the opportunity to ease back in, just so we can try and guarantee that Premier League title, because I feel like that is really the priority this season. Let's win the Premier League title. Then we can worry about Europe as a kind of a next mission. If we happen to win Europe in the process, I'm not going to complain about it. But yeah, let's prioritise that. Injury-wise, those are the injuries, because of course they are. Matt O'Reilly, he's out for the season pretty much, I think, at this point, or nearest, makes no difference. He's going to be out for the season. Nadson Juan's out for a couple of days, and Dan Hughes is out for this game, but will be back as well. We obviously know about Ben Cook. Let's do it, shall we? Champions League semi-final, first leg. second full season with Wolves as well, which is absolutely crazy. I don't quite know how we've done it. I think at points we've gotten a bit lucky, but we've also beaten some big teams as well. And we know that we've got good performances in us, so I'm taking nothing away from the boys. They've done a really good, solid job to get us here, and I'm putting it on them because I've messed around with the tactic that much. It can't be the tactic, it's got to be the players. Phantom tuft of hair just annoying me there. Well, get back in there, get back in there. There we go, there we go, there we go. Ah, stuff it. Right, onto the game itself. I think apparently having a thing on your tongue apparently makes you loopy, because I feel very loopy at the moment. Right, I am nervous, but also while this game is absolutely huge, I'm not too worried, because at the end of the day, if we don't get through and we don't win this game and we don't win and get through to the final, we've already massively overachieved. That would be a ridiculous overachievement. So I'm quite all right with Spurs beating us. After all, we did beat them in the Carabao Cup final, ending our little thing on that. By the way, McKernan, I realised, I don't know whether I brought it up. Number one, he's now a 3.5-star winger. Still a 2.5-star attacking midfielder. I'm sure he'll get there. But he's also afraid of big games. He's currently on a 7. He's currently our best player out there. But we've just conceded, so that could change. He's currently the best player out there, despite the fact he's got the dark red symbol for doesn't enjoy big games. This is a big game, so I don't quite know how he's having a good game. But he probably isn't anymore. Udogie, I mean, this is disappointing. We just let him run in. I don't really understand how we allow him to do that, but we have absolutely allowed him to do that. And all of a sudden, Spurs lead at home. It is at their home game, so we know that the heavy lifting is probably going to come back at Molineux, but now we've given ourselves a real job to do. Right, Marine to Leifson. Leifson looking to get the ball out to McKernan. He just gives the ball away, Leifson. Ah, that's really disappointing. He's just giving the ball away, and now here comes Spurs. And I think we are in a bit of bother here. Ball into Porro, into Archie Gray. Archie Gray makes it 2. I'd like a little bit more fight than that, please, boys. I'm berating them. 15 minutes in. Just move my water bottle out of the way. 15 minutes in, we should not be 2-0 down. I don't care who it is. We're better than that. Our defence is not the problem at the moment in terms of injuries and stuff, but it is the problem in terms of they played shockingly there. We're just letting them run through us. And that's really disappointing. And all of a sudden, we've got a huge task now. We've got to try and get back into this game. But equally, we then have the second leg at home. So maybe we aren't completely written off yet. I'm going to demand more from the boys. We have been so poor. Their defence has been their unit so far, apparently. But Pedro Porro apparently just dominating everything. They've been so on top, it's not even funny. I am shouting at the boys at half-time because this is a poor performance from us. A really poor performance. I've actually gone as far as to say terrible. Ack has been absolutely terrible. These two have not been good. Lewis McKernan, again, I'll say it again, doesn't like big games, just to confirm. You can see the symbol there. He's also been awful in training. One of the best players out there. How does that work? I don't really know. Right, all of you, I'm going to say not happy. And I'm going to say you, not that bad. Right, we're going to have to make some changes. We're just going to have to. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put us on get stuck in, but to do that I'm taking the 2 players on yellow cards off. Yute's coming on. I'm going to keep McKernan on. I'm going to adjust him personally. And in fact, I don't need to do it that way. I can do it this way. McKernan and ease off tackles. Let's do that. Right, and then Fernandez has got to come off. Simple as that. I'm going to bring Caceres on. Caceres has actually played pretty decently recently. And I kind of want to take Kiko Beyer off. And we'll bring on like Nuri. And Aka can come off as well. I know it's a lot making 4 substitutions, but we need to change something. So let's do that. We need to start getting opportunities. So let's try and be a little bit more direct. I'm happy for us to continue distributing as we are, and we'll push the line up a little bit more. I'm not going to go attacking just yet, but hopefully we can just get a little bit of something going with that. Right. Let's have a word with the 4 guys we're bringing on, and let's just say to them, we need them to make the difference. Right. Fire up. Let's just get in there, get our foot in. And let's start getting some chances on target, because that's the main thing. We need to start having chances to begin with, and then we need to start getting them on target as well. We need to do both of those pretty soon. We've started having some more momentum. Caceres with the free kick. He's actually hit the post or crossbar there, and we start possession in. McKernan whipping it in, looking for Atuesta. Atuesta pulls out of it. I don't think he would have won it in the air anyway, but signs of life here. Corner, Ait-Nouri to take. He did not have the best of halves either, but he certainly wasn't. Well, actually, he's just come on. What am I talking about? McKernan looking for Dos Santos here, and Diego Dos Santos, who got us through against Barcelona, may have scored, but it's been checked for offside. This really needs to be a goal, I think. It's not. The players' hands haven't gone up. It's disallowed. That needs really to be a goal. Right. Now we go attacking. Now we go attacking. Fire the boys up. We smell blood. Let's keep going. 1 goal back, and it makes the second leg much more interesting. I still think we can do them at 2-0. I still think we can do them in the second leg, but we need to get something, I think. Right, we need to make a change here. Sharquist has actually been really bad, and he's anxious as well. He's our best player, and he's just not turned up today whatsoever. That is incredibly disappointing. Dos Santos hasn't played well. Marine's not played well. We need someone who can change the game for us. I'm looking at D'Ambrosio is probably the most likely, so I'm going to put D'Ambrosio on, and I'm actually going to put him on as a regista, because we know actually he can do a regista's job, and we'll just have these two doing that. Do you know what? Actually, here's what we're doing. We're doing this. We're going to go all out for it. Caceres is going to go up front as a deep line forward. He can do it, even though it says he can't. Just trust me on that. Andre can go back to here. He can play as he can do the halfback job. He's going to have to. Sharquist can go to attacking midfielder. D'Ambrosio can be the playmaker in the middle. Kernan can do his thing. We're just going to have to go to this now, because I think we need goals. I can't risk us conceding a third. And while this is definitely a risky strategy, I think it's better to try and get a goal than it is to just not. It's footballing 101 there from Stubo. It's better to get a goal than it is to not get a goal. And, oh my God. I meant what I said when I don't mind losing this game and losing the tie. It doesn't mean that I want a lower leg injury to my best player who's had a bad game anyway. I don't have any. I can't even make. Oh God. Okay, fine. Well, what else can I do? Yeah, do you know what? Actually, let's put Caceres back. Let's do that. And I'll swap you 2 rounds. You go up top back on your own. You've not done much anyway, to be fair. Change you back to that. There is literally nothing else I can do at this point. Right. Let's just see. We have not had anything of an attacking sense for some time. I think we've tried to go attacking, and it's actually worked against us. Oh my word. Tadesi's in. Goes for the shot, puts it over. Come on, boys. We need something. We need something. We have just capitulated in this second. We started off this second half really well, and then we've capitulated. I think the tactical change from me has definitely not worked. I think we can all agree with that. And that is going to be Spurs with a huge advantage for the second leg. Unless we can get the ball off them here, go up and get a goal back. Right, Ute does really well there, but unfortunately Sancho still gets the ball, just runs into the box. Right, we are meant to be closing people down, and we're not closing people down. The tactic is set up for practically everyone to be closing players down, and we're not doing it there. We've just kind of thrown that away. Again, I'm fine with us not doing it. I'm throwing the water bottle because I'm that annoyed. I don't mind if we perform well and they just outperform us. We did not perform there. We just didn't. We were just so poor. And Sharquist is out. Thank God, but 3 days, that's fine. He misses the United game. It's fine. We'll deal with that. It's at Old Trafford. We'd struggle anyway. Hopefully we can motivate them a little bit, though, because that was very poor. I mean, we were out-possessioned, out-XG'd, outshotted. The match momentum was all over the place. I'm not happy with Sharquist at the moment. Right, look at that form there. And yes, he gets injured, but then his form then drops off an absolute cliff. Like, he hasn't had a 7 rating since before Bristol City. I don't think we changed the formation around then. It's been the same formation, I believe. Let me check that, actually. Bristol City. Yeah. I mean, to be fair, before that, actually, the 4-2-2-2 was in kind of 4-4, so maybe we switch back to the 4-2-2-2, but even then, I don't necessarily think that gets the best out of the players that we've got either. But maybe we do need to go back to that. It's not even that. Yeah, it's not even that. Right. Disappointing way for it to happen, but we did lose that first leg, and we have got the second leg to come. Obviously, my face is in the way. Not anymore. We've got the second leg to come in the next part of the video. I'm going to go and play Manchester United. We're going to get that out of the way, and then we'll come back for Spurs, and then we'll see whether we can resurrect that game, because that was, I've got to be honest with you, quite the deflating performance. Got to do better. I don't have any words. This was such a poor game from us. I know it's Man United. It's Old Trafford. They're fighting for a Champions League spot right now, but I can't put into words. We didn't have a single shot on target in the first half. We didn't have a single shot in the first half. And yeah, this was bad. This was really bad. So I'm a bit concerned. I've also realised I've still left myself on the wrong side. So there we go. That's better. I can't put into words how painful this was to watch, though, because it was barely any highlights, and the ones that were there were all Man United shots. I think we had one highlight that was positive to us, and that was it. It's 2 games in a row that we've lost. That is not the sign of a pattern, but we've not guaranteed the title yet. And I'm a little bit worried. I'm a little bit worried that we're not going to. Now, the one blessing in disguise is Arsenal also bottled their last game, so it means that we are still 7 points ahead, and there are currently 12 points on the table. So we're not a million miles away from securing the title, but I'm concerned, especially with, okay, we've got Nottingham Forest as our next Premier League game. We should be able to do okay in that, even though they're a mid-table side. Manchester City, Liverpool, Brighton. As in Man City and Liverpool and Brighton, who are all in the top 7. We have got a horrible run in. Arsenal's running, just to confirm. I know I'm in the way of this, but they've got Brighton difficult, Nottingham mid-table, Bournemouth they're not relegated effectively. We've got the harder running out of the pair of us. So be a nervous end to the season, but this is the 11 for the second leg against Tottenham Hotspur, where we are hoping to turn over a 2-0 deficit. It is Trafford in goal, Leifson, Ute, Owino and Bayer in defence, Andre and Dos Santos holding down the middle with Fernandes and Sharquist supporting Acker and Atuesta up front. We're going to go with this 4-2-2-2. We're going to go with it. We're going to put Acker and Atuesta up front. They didn't have a good game last time each, but we're going to give them the chance anyway. By the way, I should mention Jack Grealish is back, but he's not registered for the Champions League, and to be honest, even when he's played in the Premier League, he's not done a lot for us, so it is what it is. Right. Well, there's nothing else we can do other than just go out there and go for it. I don't have any other players I can bring in. I don't have any tactical surprises that have come to me. We're going with a tactic that we know has worked, but right now it's not. Right now it doesn't feel like anything I can do is going to pull out a surprise. And I know we've only lost 2 games in a row, but even before that, the performances weren't great up front. So we need to reevaluate the tactic next season, I think. I do think we need to massively reevaluate the tactic next season. And also, here's a novel idea. Stick to one. Who knows? Right. 2-0. We're at the Molineux. Let's get it done. Early goal. Settle ourselves down. That would be amazing. Spurs have started better. I do not like. Right. Bit of early encouragement. They're dominating us at the moment. We are going out here. I'm pretty sure of it. But I don't like the way we're just lethargically playing. I mean, the team might be tired, but I mean, in the end of the day, we've played a similar amount of games that Spurs have, most teams have, so it's not really an excuse that I'm entertaining at the moment. Ball's in, Owino heads it clear, Fernandes, right, here's our opportunity, counter-attack. Can Acker start running, please? Aka's running. Shockwist is up there with Fernandez as well. Fernandez going wide here. Waiting for support. Goes back to Bayer. Bayer into Dos Santos. Dos Santos, he's got support with him to Andre. Andre, the captain, makes it 1-0 early on. And we have the early goal. It's 2-1. We have the early goal. Spurs all over us to begin with. But we have the early goal back. Fernandez gets it to Bayer. Fernandez did a great job of holding it up there. Dos Santos to captain Andre. And I tell you what, that is a captain's goal right there. On the D, just curls it in. Gets us a goal back. Momentum was all with Spurs up until that point. And it is 1-0. Again, though, Spurs are just dominating us. Spurs have been a bit of a thorn in our sides since we've been the Wolves manager. But I don't like how much momentum they're having. But we've got the highlights. Here's a highlight. Shockwist to Bayer. Oh, my word. I thought for a second. I saw the fancy free kick. And for a second, I thought... Oh my god, I don't like this match momentum. I don't like it, because the longer the match momentum is like that... Sorry, I'm just seeing if I can make my light any brighter. I can't really. The longer the match momentum stays like that, but we have shifted it a little bit now, then the more I'd be more concerned. Strikers are still not doing anything, which is really annoying to me. This is where we're struggling at the moment. The goals are coming from anywhere other than up front. And as long as they're doing that, then... we can't really be too happy with everything, because the strikers need to start earning their keep, and they're not at the moment. Like, I was ready to chuck a Twister out. I gave him a stay of execution this season. He's not taking it at the moment. He's really not taking it. Was it this season or last season? I can't remember. Right. Well, we need to change something with the strikers, because at the moment they're not doing anything. Right. You'll dribble more, shoot less, roam from position. Okay, so I'll tell you what. Let's take you off. Take you off. Take you off. And we'll take you off. In fact, you can roam. I've done that on you before, and it has worked a treat. So let's give that a go. Shockwist is having a decent game. Fernando, the midfielders, to be fair, are bossing the game. So I'm not touching that midfield. Right, it's still only 1-0. We need a second. Let's try and get ourselves a second, shall we? We're not changing anything. We're going to go in and just hopefully... get it done. Right, demand more from the boys. Come on. Corner. Aka to take. Whipping it in. Looking for the header. Ute. Ute is there. It's hit the roof of the net. Oh. Oh. So close to an equaliser there. 1-0 up on the night. 2-1 down on aggregate. Shockwist heads it clear. Ute, he's not going to win that foot race with Romero. Goes back to Udogi. Can we intercept here and go up the other end? That's the plan. Right, Ramsey, looking for options. Goes back to Romero. Back to Ramsey. Right, Andre wins the ball. Captain's performance so far from him. Trafford now. Into Ute. Ute to Fernandez. Going to go out wide to Leifson. He does indeed. Leifson runs with the ball. Holds back. Passes it to Andre. Andre, can you just ping it to someone? He's going to wait out. He's going to go out wide to Bayer. Yes, he is. Bayer now. Going to go all the way to the line, or is he going to cut back and get support? No, he's going to go to the line, whips it in. Keeper's there. Oh, keeper was there. And Fernandez has a golden opportunity. Was that the chance? Was that the chance to level it? Was that the... These strikers, by the way, I am sick of these strikers. They're just not... They just play when they want to play, and I'm getting annoyed. I'm going to take one off, a defence off. I'm going to try Hurley crosses as well. Let's just start pinging the ball in there to these guys and actually give them an opportunity to have some shots. So I feel like we're building up, and they're making space for people, but that's not getting recognised in the game. Right, fire the boys up. They're getting more on top again, but remember, we scored with match momentum like this. That doesn't necessarily mean anything. Right, it's substitute o'clock. We need to make some changes. I don't have two first-team strikers on the bench who are good enough to make a change. Shockwist has dropped down as well. He's still not fully there. Leifson's going to come off for Hinselwood. We'll bring him on. I'm going to take off Shockwist for McKernan and move those two around. I'm going to take Acker off because he's nervous. Java's going to come on. I don't know what else I can do to make a difference. Everything else is just freshening the team up, but I don't want to take anyone. I don't want to take these two off, but like, for example, or Fernandez. I don't want to do that. I might leave it at that. I don't think there's a substitution here that benefits us. I mean, Atuesta needs to come off at some point, I think, but I don't really want to take him off for Caceres, because Caceres is the natural striker. I mean, okay, here's what we'll do. We're going to do that. I am going to do that, and we'll put Caceres in the middle. Jara goes to our main striker, which is desperate times, calls for absolute desperate measures if we're putting him as our main striker. Just imagine now if he gets the job done. We're going attacking. Throw in. Spurs with the ball in our half. Right, we need to get the ball off of them here, boys. We need to get the ball off of them here. It's in. And that is us out of the Champions League, I think. We've capitulated completely. We've dominated the game. And that equaliser is a heartbreaker. It absolutely is. I don't know what else we can do now, other than a few tactical tweaks. Come on, boys. One more gives us a bit of hope. Right, we have a free kick. Caceres. It's a poor free kick, but he's intercepted it there. Ute now. McKernan. Still got possession here. Don't lose it. Right, Andre. Star of the game, Andre. He's not even played that well. Caceres is in here. It's offside. He's offside, I'm sure it is. I'm sure I saw the flag go up. I'm not getting excited. Offside in the first game for Dos Santos, offside in this one. It's barely offside. Oh my god. And that's the chance, I think that's it. We're out of the Champions League. We gave it a good go, but again, I think we've run out of steam at the end of the season. It's 3 games in a row we've not looked right. Wow, it's 5 games in a row where we've not looked right. Since the Barcelona game, we have not looked ourselves. I'm shouting at you because you've been poor. I'm shouting at you because you've been poor. You weren't good. Maybe I left the substitutions too late. I don't know. I don't know what I could have done there differently with the players we had at our disposal. Shockwitz has disappointed me at the end of this season. Yes, he had an injury, but he's come back. He's not done anything. Did he have an injury, actually? No, he didn't have an injury. I can't even give that him as an excuse. We've slammed him. We've slammed the team. We've done everything we can. I am, as far as I'm concerned, officially... No, I'm not going to say that. Well, that's deflating. But at the same time, it's the Champions League. We've overachieved to get to the semi-final. I mean, that's the worst 3-match run we've had this season. When you look at the rest of the season, I don't think we can complain too much, if I'm being completely real with you. I'm quite happy to go out in the semi-final of the Champions League, but to go out with a whimper like that in the first leg and then... I mean, at least win your home leg. Go out in heartbreak by just missing by 1 goal. That's been fine, but yeah. Since that Barcelona game, it has been poor. It has been really, really poor. So, where do we go from here? Well, where we go from here is we try and win the Premier League. We've got Nottingham Forest, Manchester City, then the FA Cup final, and then the final 2 league games at Liverpool and Brighton. Both at home, that could come into play. So, I'm going to play these 2. We'll come back for the FA Cup final, and then we'll see how things lie going into these 2 games. We may have won the title by then. I think if we get to this point without dropping any more points, without not winning games, if we win both of those games, which I don't think we'll win both, but if we win both those games and Arsenal win both of those games, we'll have a 7-point gap with 6 points left on the table. So basically we need to win 2 more games. Out of those, I think Forest and Brighton have to be the ones we win. If we win one of the other ones, even better, but they're the 2. I've just realised you can't see any of what I'm talking about. Right, there we go. That's more like it. So, Forest, which is the next game. Brighton, which is the last game. We need to win those two. If we can win one of the other ones, even better. But I'm a bit deflated now. And my tongue hurts. So, I'm going to go away. I'm going to lick my wounds. I'm going to get us to the Man United Cup final, which we'll probably lose. And we'll see where we go from there. I'm not as bitter as I'm making out. I'm also getting really fed up with my lighting because my lighting is definitely suffering today for some reason. Not that it's ever very good. I am limited with my funds and my ability to do stuff, but it does seem it's a little bit poorer today. Anyway, I'm rambling because I'm disappointed. So I'm going to go away, lick my wounds, and then hopefully we come back for a cup final win against Manchester United. I don't think that's very realistic, though. Thank you very much for watching. If you've enjoyed today's video, good. And leave a like on there for me to make me feel better. And also don't forget to subscribe as well so you don't miss any content coming in the future. I've been Stu. You guys have been awesome. And I will see you in the next one. Cheers.